And I'm walking different, talking different. Loved ones see the difference. I'm untalkative and distant. I guess I'm seeing true colors. Stealing this for suckers. Deport the Jerry Hellers and the Busters. Salute the good fellas and the hustlers.
What's really good, Mr. Great Cloud, Urban Wrestling Network, Major League Podcast. Y'all know what it is. Listen, there's a new format that we're doing where Muffins Martinez knows everything that's going to happen. I know absolutely nothing that's going to happen. He's going to talk his shit. I'm going to throw my 2 pennies into it. So, listen, Muffins Martinez, how are you, my brother, first and foremost?
Hey, man, doing good, my brother, man, as always. I'm glad that you're safe from the hurricanes. So, we know that you're here. So, thank the Lord and everybody else that you guys are safe down there.
Yeah.
And as always, welcome to the Urban Wrestling Network. And please don't forget to subscribe to our page. It's Urban Wrestling Network. We're on all the social media pages that you can think of. We also have, if you want to listen to us, we are on Spotify and everything else on the Urban Wrestling Network. So please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to us. So like Chef said, man, I keep Chef now on the dark. I'll throw my little curveballs here and there, and then we'll get honest answers, and that's how we do it. It was 2 Puerto Ricans talking wrestling, and like he always says, we are unapologetic on what we say. We are not here to kiss anybody's butt. We're just gonna tell you what we think, and it's just what we think, nothing else. So with that being said, Friday night.
Whoa, you got notes?
Yeah, bro, I got notes this time, but I got notes. I got notes. I wrote them down. I rehearsed them, and I memorized them this time. So I got notes.
Whoa, what? So is this your version of you're going to the podium talking to all the political people out there?
Yes, sir. I got notes, baby. I got notes. Right. I got notes. I'm going to be an actor, so I got notes. But this last Friday, TNA had their Bound for Glory show, which, as we know, that is their big show of the year. That's the Mama Jamma. That's the WrestleMania. That's the Starcade of TNA wrestling. I am not going to go through the whole card of anything. I'm just going to give you the most important things that I saw, that I noticed.
Wait. I know you got notes. Before you even talk about Bound for Glory, are you going to bring up that they're going to go live?
That's in the notes. That's in the notes.
Okay. Because I know you told me, and I was like, shit.
No, that's in the notes. That's in the notes.
Okay.
So once again, I'm just going to go through the important things that happened there. We had Ash by Elegance and Heather Reckless, who are now a team. They went up against Saya Brookside and Brindley Reese from NXT. And the reason why I brought that up is because she's from NXT. They took the loss. They lost the match, but the crowd was heavy for Brindley from NXT and Saya Brookside. If anybody knows, her father is big-time Australian wrestler Robbie Brookside, who, humongous out there, who is now an NXT trainer.
Wow.
So I give you those notes because later on, all this stuff we're conversating is going to connect. So that's why I'm throwing little bits and pieces out. And I'm going to say NXT a lot. So we'll know where this conversation will be heading to. Later on, we have Spitfire, women's tag team title, go up against Wendy Chu and Rosemary. Another great match. Of course, Wendy Chu could have been the first one to win an TNA title and bring it back to NXT. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. They lost. But the interesting thing that happened is afterwards, Rosemary turned on Wendy Chu, speared her right up her shoes, and they gave her a nice kiss on the forehead. So that partnership has been dissolved. Now it's going to be interesting to see where does Rosemary, Wendy Chu, Tatum Paxley go into the future now. But that will be interesting because once again, Wendy Chu, NXT star. So we might see a lot of Rosemary, Tatum Paxley going back and forth, triple stuff there, so you can throw it out there. Jordan Grace, which is the TNA Knockouts champion, going up against Masha Slamovich, which Masha won the match, and now she's the new TNA Knockouts champion. If you have a chance to do anything, watch this match, because this match was amazing. Amazing.
But is it her contract almost over?
Once again, it's all going to connect later on.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah,
you know what? Let me shut the fuck up. I'm going to shut the fuck up and just listen.
Yeah, so Jordan Grace, as we know, and was Jeff already alluded, her contract is coming up, and it's sooner than people think. I believe it's already in January of next year. So take it for what it's worth. We had, which I didn't care about this match, Nick Nemeth up against, call his name and he's there, Joe Hendry. Towards the end, a lot of crap happened. Your boy JBL came out again to the crowd.
How's my boy?
Your boy, Joe JBL.
Fucking don't even like that bum.
He came out from the crowd, whispered something to Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry grabbed his arm to ask him something, and clothesline from hell took him out. He went in the ring. Kazarian or Kaz, he was the special referee. He got knocked out with the clothesline from hell. Now he's leaving. Here comes Ryan Nemeth to ask him a question to why he's doing that. Boom, he gets a punch and gets knocked out. He leaves, and Joe Hendry winds up losing this match. And I'm pretty sure you guys the question as to why this guy, who's as big as anything, keeps losing all these title matches. So you can already imagine the question you asked about Jordan Grace. His contract.
Listen, I'm gonna be quiet, and then we're gonna talk after that.
Yeah. So his contract's coming up, and the reason why I'm bringing this one up is the Hardys against ABC, against the system for the tag team championships, and the Hardys got them winning the match in this match here. So now the Hardys are 100-time tag team champions for every company known to man. So so they won that match. So that was your Bound for Glory matches. So important things that now I would like to bring into the forefront to our fans and to Jeff. It was from Detroit, Bound for Glory. It was completely sold out. 3,000 seats sold out. They were selling tickets, but it was only standing room only. So if they fitted anybody else in there, they were standing. So this was going to be over 3,000 people there. So that's crazy that TNA has been slowly getting this type of rub and getting people coming back to the shows or whatever. Now, what Chef alluded earlier, we found out after the show that one of Chef's favorite shows, Genesis, is making his return on January 19th down from Texas. So that's the Genesis pay-per-view. That's going to be on that Saturday or Sunday. Then the biggest news that has happened in, I want to say, 8 years, they will have the live Fallout show, and it's going to be a live episode on January 23rd, 2025. And this is where me and Chef have a little conversation, because as Chef knows, myself and Chef were at the last TNA Impact live show, which was the first week in August. I don't know if it was August 4th or something like that, 2017. Yeah. We were there, and we saw Desmond Xavier, which is Wesley, won some kind of X Cup that they were having tournament from that week for the tapings or whatever afterwards. Yep. And that was the last live episode. And that was the same time frame where it was TNA Impact being sold in partnership with GWF or GFW. GFW, Jeff Jarrett. And they were supposed to merge with Jeff Jarrett now being the new owner or whatever of the company. But the following weekend, Jeff Jarrett decided to celebrate too much in Mexico doing the AAA Triple Mania, and he came out supposedly, and this is supposedly, drunk or a little bit under the weather there, throwing tortillas to the crowd in Mexico. Hey, tortilla for you, one tortilla for you, one tortilla for you. And then the soft tortillas at that, not the hard shells, but the soft ones out of the bags. They just kept throwing them. I'm pretty sure it's to get heat, so he got heat. The following day, there was a show in Canada. And once again, he was still celebrating for the partnership with TNA Impact, that he was also, once again, a little over the coals, if you know what I mean. And made a couple of comments after the show where you could tell and you knew he was woo. And right there, TNA, which now was under Anthem, decided, nope, we're not doing this anymore. So they dissolved the partnership real quick. And then they revamped to Impact Wrestling, which is what we know it now till the beginning of the year, this year, when it went back to TNA. So Chef, my man, here comes the questions. How do you feel about Impact Wrestling finally having their first live show January 23rd from Texas? I want to say San Antonio. Don't know if this is going to be a weekly thing or maybe a bi-weekly where they go to a new town, go live one night, and then tape after the night after, after the show, or stay there one more night. So I don't know that part yet because they haven't mentioned, but can you tell us how do you feel? Because at one time you were a resident of Soundstage 19, 20, and 21 for all those years.
Every show, I was at every show for probably 3 or 4 years when I moved. Ever since I moved out here, that's when I was there.
Yeah, your wife and the kids.
Yeah, rain, didn't matter, hurricane, we were there. It was crazy. We were there to support the talents we got super cool with. The James Storms and the Brams and everybody else. The Rebels, unbelievable talents. All of them were aces. Like I always say, I might not have been a fan of Eddie Edwards, but he's the nicest guy I've ever met. Great to kids and his fans. Dude is aces. I like this. I think it's really good for them because it shows that they're competing on a high level now, right? Like, I think that if you're not doing a live, you're not really competing with top dogs. And I'm not saying that they're trying to be AEW or WWE, but they're showing their fan base, look, you want fresh content, we're going to give it to you. Right now, it's up to fans to tune in. Because if we're going to give you that live, you better tune in. Like, don't be those asshole fans that complain, Impact don't be going live. I see all the spoilers. Well, you know what happens with lives? There ain't no spoilers. Live is live. What happens, happens. So I love this for everything that is showing. I like that Anthem has turned their page. I think they have the roster to go live now. I'm not a big, what's the guy? Nemeth guy.
Nick Nemeth.
What was his name in WWE? Zack Ryder, right? No.
Oh, Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler. So I've never been a Dolph Ziggler guy.
Zack Ryder was Cardona, Mike Cardona.
Okay. The woo-woo guy.
The woo-woo-woo. You got it.
So Dolph Ziggler, the one thing I can say is he looks like a champion, right? Like, I don't really like his mic work, but he looks and feels like a champion. Also, being in WWE, he knows how to make himself look bigger, better, because he's been a part of that product. He's won multiple championships there. So he understands the waves that he's got to do. I don't know what they're doing with what's his name? I think he's a heel now. The walking weapon guy. What's this guy's name?
Josh Alexander.
Josh Alexander, who I'm a big fan of the guy. I think he's super fucking talented.
Love that.
Like I said, they have the roster. Moose, who has taken leaps and bounds from the guy that I first seen coming over from Ring of Honor, right? Like, that guy has transitioned to a hell of a champion. He's the kind of guy you're proud to say, listen, he's one of the faces of our company. Eddie Edwards, he's the lifer. He's done everything. Salute to him. They have the roster for it. Now, also having WWE as your partnership obviously is helping TNA a lot, right? It's taking them to another level. I love everything that I've seen where, let's just be honest, where AEW and Impact fans were all marketing out for fucking AEW pissing all over them and making TNA, Impact, whatever you want to call it, look like a fucking joke. Triple H and his crew, they come in and said, this is how you work a partnership, right?
Yes.
Never would have happened under Vince. It's happened under fucking Triple H. You've had the girls come over. You've had some of the guys come over. They all look good. Now, there hasn't been anybody who's been absolutely like aired out where you're like, all right, well, here goes WWE making sure everybody knows Impact's not that shit. Impact guys are getting time to talk. Impact guys are getting great matches. WWE guys are going over. We still want that first cross-promotion champion, right? Like, we've been asking for it. Eventually it'll happen. I think it has to be the right person. I don't know who that right person is. I don't, doesn't matter because NXT, we have said, has been a great product the entire time. Ever since we talked it, they have unbelievable roster. Anyone can come over. I would love to have seen it as a tag team or, X Division guy or something like that. Let it be one of those belts. It don't have to be a premier top belt guy or girl. So that's that for my liking of the live. As for the Hardys now, I don't like the Hardys. Listen, I've been a Jeff Hardy guy. I've been a fan. Matt Hardy, never liked them. I've been vocal about that. Them coming in and winning the belts.
You never like Matt Hardy?
Hell no. I can't stand that motherfucker.
See, for some reason, and I don't know why, I always wanted Matt Hardy to be what Jeff Hardy was. Like when they broke up, I thought Matt Hardy should have been that guy who should have had that Jeff Hardy like limelight. Because for some reason, I took Matt better than Jeff. Well, we've seen that Jeff is the one that the fans gravitate more than Matt.
Jeff to me is what we're seeing now, but back then, like the crazy jumping off of shit and wildness. Jeff was that guy, right?
He's still doing
it. Which he should not be at his age. Jeff Hardy, I think. See, to me, Jeff Hardy. Here's why I'll go into the two of them. Jeff Hardy knows how to work a crowd way better than Matt Hardy. Like, Matt Hardy doesn't feel like the gimmick he gives you, besides the delete, and that's not to a crowd, right? Like, Jeff Hardy, he'll go to the turnbuckle, smack it, trying to draw attention. He'll smack the things, like, look over. Like, we've all been around and watched these guys. He knows how to get the crowd into it, where Matt Hardy feels like a wrestler. His focus, and there's nothing wrong with being, the way he is of my focus is in ring and what I got to do to keep the other person safe and do my job. Jeff takes that extra step to involve fans. Matt Hardy, to me, like, all right, let's just say you have delete Matt Hardy, because he had a different name, but the delete Matt Hardy. Never been a fan of it, never liked it. I thought it was super goofy and corny. The way he talked just didn't work for me. Then you had Big Money Matt, where he never felt like a billionaire playboy. You know what I mean? Like the whole big money thing, they never threw money around. He never did the like dress in ill suits and do that, Bruce Wayne kind of thing, or however you want to explain it. He never went above to get his character over. And then when you're with the Hardy Boys, Jeff was always the guy. Everybody liked Jeff, so he was the other brother. When he started doing the version 1, it was all right, but everybody was so used to the Hardy Boys, not Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
So that's just my thing on him. I get it, nostalgia-wise, and the Hardys are arguably, depending on what era you're from, you could say the Hardys are the greatest tag team of all time. And it's fair, right? Like, they're anywhere in the top 5. It could be 1 or 5. I don't care who you slot around. They're up there. I'm just at the point where I'm like, yo, guys, they're older. I don't mind them putting over guys and, like, let them be the kind of guys to transition your next group, right? Like the shit,
they have. They've been there for I want to say close to a year, so they have been doing that. So they have been there for a while. So this is the first time they won the belts since they've been back in TNA. So,
but how many times have they won those belts in TNA and Impact? Right, like they don't need it. It's Matt and Jeff Hardy.
I think it was more like nostalgic, I guess.
It's Bound for Glory. Yeah, it's a big moment. Yeah. I get it. You know what? Yeah, Bound for Glory, cool. You did the right thing at that point. It's Bound for Glory. No need to hate. So we'll go to Joe Hendry. Love Joe Hendry. Now, I love Joe Hendry in ICW. I didn't like first rendition Joe Hendry in America because I felt like they didn't know how to get him over. He didn't work well in ROH. This time around, it seems like everything clicked. They're like, oh shit, this is how we work Joe Hendry. Let's just fucking let him do his thing. Joe Hendry's one of the hottest names in wrestling. I don't care what you're a fan of. People know his music. It's got over 1 million fucking views, right? Like anytime the song hits, every crowd he's in goes crazy. Joe Hendry is super loved. Him taking a loss, and I'm like, all right, here's the scary part with what I'm going to say. NXT bringing these specific people in. Now you go, wait, did they fucking bring in Joe Hendry so they could just say, hey, Joe, look what we're doing over here. Come play with the big dogs, like come over here, go do your thing. This is your crowd. You see how they are, they'll love you here. And we'll give you that crowd every time you come out of those fucking, whatever the back, whatever you're coming towards ringside. And we're going to go give you the bag, right? Like through publicity, through marketing, through getting the bag. Like you can't stop the WWE movement, right? Like it's on a level of its own. So if Joe Hendry goes, I would love it. I think that it's a great play for him. It sucks that he never really got any kind of real title and impact. He was a great talent there. He did everything they needed, so it's no bad bridge or nobody should be salty and nothing. Anything they asked, he did and did it to a high level. But I could see him going to NXT and taking his career to another level. Then we have Jordana Grace. Never liked her. I don't like her ring work. She's super stiff. But Jordana Grace, once again, my opinion don't matter because the masses love this girl. Like, she's an incredible worker. People love her. Just because I'm not a fan don't mean shit. But Jordana Grace's name is bubbling, right? Like, she's a marquee name in this industry. And we knew her contract was coming up. And for her to drop the belt, you go, oh shit. Is this that moment where NXT goes, once again, insert what I just said about Joe Hendry into Jordana Grace. And not only did she rock in NXT, but Jordana Grace, I think, was part of the Royal Rumble twice, right?
Yes.
She's got two up in listen, Royal Rumble is one of the most watched pay-per-views in WWE. Everybody loves the Royal Rumble. So she's been at one of their premier pay-per-views, and they've seen how the crowd went crazy. It's a smart play to say, listen, what do you need to stay here for? This is no shot to Impact, but she's done everything. She's won every female belt. I think she's even won. That was
Tessa.
The girl who, Tessa was the one which I thought it should have been Grace. Tessa won the belt, but Jordana Grace has done everything in TNA. There's nothing left for her to do, right? Like, just winning more belts is just redundant. We're like, cool, we've seen it, right? NXT fresh, once again, insert everything we said about what's the name I just said. But then we go Wendy Choo, Rosemary. Here's what I don't get. Now, I haven't liked Rosemary's in-ring for a long time because she hadn't seemed to recover from that knee injury. You give her a fresh opportunity in NXT with Wendy Choo. The whole psychotic, weird, cool thing was working, right? You're like, oh, I dig this. Wendy Choo, who was kind of forgotten, all of a sudden becomes getting, no longer stale, and everyone's, oh, she's the girl that just falls asleep over here. No. That shit went out the window once this happened. Will there be a retaliation? Of course, it has to be Wendy Chu coming at Rosemary. I don't know if it's going to be on Impact. I don't know if it's going to be on NXT or both. This gives Rosemary more time to showcase herself, I guess. But I would have kept them together because I thought the pairing was really well. And for someone that didn't watch it, you've sent me shit. And I'm like, wow, I really like the two of these girls together. This is pretty fucking cool. Breaking it up, I think it was a little early, even though they've been together for a little while. I would have rather keep them for probably another, 8-9 months and then do this. But bro, I liked what they were doing. So if
you went the whole year, I thought you were going to say like 2 more months. You went 8-9 months. I'm like, good Lord, man.
Bro, 8-9 months, I'm good with it, right? Like, I didn't find Rosemary boring anymore, right? Like, I was like, I really dig this. So I get it, Bound for Glory. Your main pay-per-view is like the Manias. You're going to have the craziest shit happen because you need the wow factors of everything happening on one thing. So everyone is like, oh my God, I can't believe what I just seen. I get it. We understand that. But I wouldn't have pulled the trigger that fast on it. Maybe wait for the next show, like the tapings, to then do it. Like, it is what it is. What, did I miss anything?
No, you hit everything. You hit everything that I mentioned, and towards that, you gave me a second question, a follow-up question. We know we're in 2024, heading into 2025. TV is being obsolete. We're moving into the world of streaming.
Yep.
We know that Impact owns their own channel on Access TV. We've known for years, I can't find the channel. I can't find this. Things have been upgraded since then. We know in 2025, WWE is moving to Netflix.
Yep.
We know in 2025, AEW pay-per-view and same-day shows will be on Max.
On HBO Max, yep.
HBO Max, which is no longer HBO Max, it's just Max now.
That's right. It is just Max, yeah.
Do you think now that Netflix is taking that next step of going live in January? Do you think it's time for them to join and jump into the streaming service? Let's say, HBO is AEW, WWE is Netflix. They could jump, hopefully get a thing with Paramount Plus, which used to be Spike and then became Paramount.
I love Paramount because they actually have football games and everything. Paramount, I think, would be great. They got Hulu.
So you think that's something? Well, the question is this: do you think that's something that they should be looking at? And if so, which streaming service do you think fits them best to go forward, where they'll be able to do something and have their episodes be seen by everybody on this specific app the day after, or something like that?
They have to, because at this point, going live, you're doing it for a reason, because you didn't do it forever. There's got to be a reason you're going live, and not for nothing. Having WWE, like right now, UFC is trying to get a new a deal with I can't remember who it is. There's like 3 people that want to make a deal with UFC, and they're holding Conor McGregor from not fighting, because everyone's like, yo, how come Conor keeps backing out of these fights? He's not backing out of these fights. Conor only has 2 fights left on his deal. So wherever they're going to sign with, they're going to try to leverage Conor McGregor, saying, we still got 2 fights with Conor McGregor, who's a draw, right? So with Impact Wrestling, I'd say, listen, I got NXT, I got WWE. Like, I could get the NXT stars to be coming over here. Like, if I'm Paramount and I'm like, well, shit, we got the NFL, we get basketball, we got some cool movies and shows. We need wrestling. There's no wrestling on Paramount. Impact, let's just say there's no live. Impact right now is so much further ahead of Ring of Honor, of N.W.A. and MLW. So you go, shit. They got former champion Zack Ryder. You got Moose. You got Eddie Edwards. Now you have the Hardys.
It's not Zack Ryder, bro. It's Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler. I keep saying Zack Ryder.
Yeah,
Dolph Ziggler. You got Dolph Ziggler. The fucking Hardys.
Yes.
Bubba's. I think Bubba still performs, not all the time, but I know he's part of Impact.
Yeah, he still does hear stuff to here and there.
Yeah, he's in and out. I mean, you could tease the whole, we got JBL, he makes his appearances, right? Like, you got things that you could play with to say, listen, take a shot with us. Like, we'll fucking put numbers up, and this is once again what I'll tell all these Impact fans. Yo, support your product, right? This is one of my biggest people, Impact fans. When we first started this shit, Impact fans are some of the cheapest motherfuckers in the world, right? Like, cheap, bro, cheap. Support the fucking product. Like, damn. Hey, yo, bro, it frustrates me. Like, they said, oh, we got tired of them seeing in soundstage, whatever. They leave, right? Why are you not filling out seats? Not for the pay-per-views. Why are you empty seating the day after the pay-per-views? Why can't you keep those going? Because you fans are fucking cheap, right? Like, stick around. Do what you got to do. Like, I'm not saying you got to fly to another state. If Impact's in your state and you're a fucking wrestling fan, yo, bring the homies out. It's a night out. It's a fun night. Like, you talk some shit, you watch some wrestling. Listen, if you're ladies and you want to see some buff dudes pause, go. Like, go watch some dudes. If you want to go see a bunch of hot chicks thugging it out, go. That's what it's there for, right? Like, there's something for everyone. It's a great thing. If you've never been to an Impact show, do it. It's a fucking great show. I think they have everything in line. Having WWE in the back pocket, I think, is a play to really make some serious noise of getting on a streaming deal, because access is trash.
Yeah.
But it's accessible.
Yes, that's right, because now things are getting easier now from when they went to Access TV, like 4 or 5 years ago, I want to say.
Yeah, it was a minute ago, yeah.
Right. So where you couldn't find stuff, now we're hitting 2025. Everything now is an app. You have an app for this app, for that app. So I'm pretty sure that they have an app that you can join. They even do the TNA Plus website now that they do on YouTube. Now you can watch the pay-per-views right there, or you can watch the shows like the following day. So they actually upgraded that horrible website that they had back then. Because remember, that website was trash. TNA Plus. TNA Plus, remember, that shit was garbage. And then
it was bad.
Upgraded. They said, okay, we need to finally upgrade this stuff. Let's start giving it back to the fans. Let's start doing this. Anything else you want to say about Impact before we move on?
Nah, I'm good.
All right. So we're gonna move on. Like Chef said, Sunday night, last night, we had WWE NXT Halloween Havoc was last night. And I said,
I'm gonna watch that tonight.
Okay.
Because I seen it. I was literally scrolling through to see what games were on, and I forgot that the Peacock, and I'm like, oh shit, Halloween Havoc. You know what? Fuck it, I don't care, because I'll watch a show. I don't care what happened.
There was only 3 things that I want to talk about. That was it. Andre Chase, my boy Andre Chase from Chase University. He came back after the beating that Rich Holland put him and took him out for a while. So they wrestled against Rich Holland in the ambulance match. I was in my feelings after this, because I love Chase University. I love Chase University, but Andre Chase took the loss on this match. He had the door closed in his face, so he lost the match. And I was in my feelings after that. I was really upset. I was mad because this bastard just made my boy lose after coming back. But there's always a reason why these things happen. So anyways, then we had Kalani Jordan in a gauntlet match against Fatal Influence. So she had to go through 2 girls to get to Fallon Henley, who made the challenge. So it was pretty interesting. So she beat Jasmine Nix, she beat Jessie Jane, and then she loses to Fallon Henley. who is now Women's North America champion now. So now, finally, Fallon Henley gets a belt. This girl deserves a title so bad. I thought she should have been the inaugural North American Women's Champion. She did not get it the year to Kelly Jordan. I was mad about that, but Fallon Henley finally gets a belt. Much deserved because she's been there. I think she's one of the few ones that survived the last cut they did when they said, screw this, we're going to go strictly with our own NIL athletes from now on and not bring anybody over from in the indies. Remember when it started cut, and she was one of the few ones that survived that cut. So she was there and she finally got her belt. I'm happy for her. After the match, they took the mic, talking shit, blah, blah, blah. The lights go off. Now here it the artist formerly known as Delta now goes by the name of Saraya, Zaria. Whatever you pronounce that, that's her name. Saraya or Saria, whatever. Yeah. But it sounds like the other Saraya when you say it.
Yeah, it does. It does sound like Paige.
It's still separate. It's only 5 letters, Saraya, and this is Saria. So I don't know how you pronounce it. But she took all 3 of them out, and now we have a new, probably future feud between Fatal Influence with, Kelly Jordan and Delta Airlines, Saraya baggage. I don't know what you're going to call it. I'm pretty sure Delta Airlines had an issue with the girl named being Delta in the United States. So she's from Australia. So I'm pretty sure they have Australia Airlines instead of Delta out there. So
I gotta ask you, did they do it like old school Halloween Havoc? This is what I wanted to watch it for. Did they theme it out like with caskets and tombstones?
They did some things. Some wrestlers came out dressed as characters and stuff, but not too many. They did the whole wheel the spiel thing on the show at NXT the last 2 weeks, so you knew what type of match they were going to be in. I would have liked if they would have came out and did it right there and then find out and go to it, But yeah, so that was that. Yeah. And then the main event, we had Trick Williams, my boy, against Ethan Page in a Devil's Playground match. So they went all over. Bubba, your boy, who you mentioned earlier, Bubba Ray, was there at the show. Had a little altercation with Ethan Page earlier in the night. So towards the end, Trick wins. We know when Trick wins, Ethan Page is upset. Now here comes Rich Holland, who we mentioned earlier. Now comes out and starts beating Trick Williams. As Ethan Page is egging him on to do it, like, this is the guy I wanted to see. This is the monster I wanted to see. And here comes Bubba Ray to stick his nose in his business nobody cares about. So now you might have in the future a Bubba Ray with Trick Williams against Ethan Page and Rich Holland match at NXT or another pay-per-view. So now you got Bully Ray now, or Bubba Ray, whatever he wants to call himself at NXT, coming in and doing some kind of program with them to elevate Trick Williams, like you said, with the Hardys, rubbing the shoulders, giving some guys some elevation. So maybe this is the reason why he's coming here. So my question is this that I have for you. Now we know we talked about NXT. We talked about Impact. We talked about NXT. We talked about them going live Thursday. We talked about NXT going live on Tuesdays. Now you have live NXT, live Impact on Thursday. Here's this feud match happens here on a Tuesday. Oh shit, I'll see you on Thursday. There's no more taped. You don't have to wait to see the dirt sheets. Oh, look who showed up, or see a picture on X. Oh, look who showed up. Now you're able to go here and continue a fluently storyline here. 2 different companies, but now everything is flowing together. Do you see there's a hiccup happening here? Like, do you see any issues with something like this happening? Is there a potential of something like this happening that you see any problems, politics coming up that somebody says like, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that?
No, I mean, to be honest, I love the opportunity because it makes sense, because this is something that we've said, it hurts the partnership that it's pre-taped. So you can't just send somebody over just cause on the next, few days to go make the next, to keep the rivalry bubbling. I gotta wait, however they film it, the WWE has to wait. It avoids all of that. Also, I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm not saying that Anthem's going to sell, but I wouldn't be surprised if fucking WWE said, listen, let's buy it. We'll keep special people in positions and we'll put it on our streaming platforms and we'll get this to be bigger than what it ever has been. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened, but I love the fact that both teams are going live. I think that only makes everything better. That short and sweet, because we've been saying we want to see, like it was with what's William Regal's son's name?
Patrick Dempsey.
Patrick Dempsey, right? So you've seen him come over, he gets involved, they beat the shit out of somebody, then you gotta wait.
Yeah.
The Rascals. Then you had to wait, and you're like, all right, and then nothing comes back really on NXT because they have to wait. At that point, it's like, all right, well, all right, cool. We're focused over here, and this is the now, and that's the later. So it is what it is. But no, I like it. I think that both companies are doing the right thing. Obviously, WWE is WWE, but I think this will only make Impact even better. I mean, that's just, nobody can say that this partnership hasn't been amazing and taken Impact to another level. That's just fact. There's no hating. There's no ass kissing. This has helped take Impact from here to here. You know what I mean? Like, so sky's the limits. Let's see what happens in the new year. The new year is going to be telling, because we know what we've got. But what happens in that January shows is going to say what we're going to be in line for, because I think January we might see that first crossover champion.
All right, so one more thing that I want to ask, because you mentioned the Hardy Boys won the championship. You mentioned that, they're both over 40 years old. They should be rubbing the new kids, blah, 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 blah. We know, we talked about that. But we found out and we saw on the shows and even on YouTube, the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, make their debut for WWE SmackDown. And the good thing about this, and I love how they use social media in this, they had them show up the same day early or the day before to sign the contract with not Nick Aldis, the other guy, the GM from Monday Night. I forgot his freaking name.
Yeah.
So they did that, on the things. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. They just didn't have it show up. They actually come in, sign the contract. They talk blah, blah, blah. So they had their first match on last week to see who was going to go and wrestle for the tag team titles. So they came in this past Friday. They defeated DIY or DYI or whatever to become the number one contenders. Here comes the Bloodline with Solo and the tag team. Blah. Why we have to wait? We're going to do it now. So they say, okay, let's do it now. With the help of Jimmy or Jay Uso from Monday Night, because they cost him his title on Monday. He came in, boom, get him back, cost them the match, and now the Motor City Machine Guns are the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions.
It's huge.
Same thing they did with the Hardys. It's the same thing that they did with the Motor City Machine Guns. Question that I have is, was that too damn early to put those tag teams on those guys at this time? And two, did they serve them, since both of them are actually now 41 years old? One is 41, one is 42. And what does this do? What does this do to the legacy? Because these guys are like the Hardy Boys, winning tag team championships everywhere. Ring of Honor, TNA, bunch of times. New Japan Wrestling, All Japan Wrestling, DTP, Ring of Honor. and now WWE. I think they're missing is going to AEW and MLW, N.W.A, and all hit everything wrestling wise in the history of wrestling.
So I've never been a Motor City Machine Gun fan. This is something we've talked about forever, right?
Stop.
Bro, I'm not. I can't stand these guys. Chris Sabin. Chris Sabin is a fucking bum, right? Like Chris Sabin sucks. Lucky he's in a tag team because he's trash as a solo wrestler. I mean, fucking garbage.
He's like 10 times X Division champion.
Bro, he's fucking doo-doo. Like, listen, Chris Sabin, he's never that guy. And listen, it was fucking Consequences Creed was fucking nice. AJ Styles was the man. Fucking Low Key was ill. I mean, we could keep going. I could keep going. Fucking, what's his name? Oh my God. Amazing Red. Like, we could keep doing this. Sabin's not that guy, right? So, all right, fine.
I need you to put the cup down, please. Put the cup down. Put the cup down. That cup of haterade. I usually take a sip of haterade. Put the cup down. Put the cup down. Because the haterade is all over right now, brother. You need a breathalyzer test right now.
So you're saying that the fucking Sabin and Aces and H shit was dope?
Yes.
That shit was trash too. He can't do shit, man. Fuck it. You know what, man? I'll never give props to Sabin. That dude's a bum, bro. Straight trash.
He even dated Velvet Sky. Let the pigeons
it didn't work. So obviously it didn't work.
Lose. Dude, he was letting the pigeons he was letting the pigeons loose on a lightning base.
He wasn't letting shit loose because she's
a
better wrestler than he is.
Let me rephrase that.
He's a better wrestler than he is.
Let me rephrase that. He was capturing the pigeons and bringing them back.
Listen,
dude,
listen, Velvet Sky, you're doing your thing, mama. You're doing your thing. We see you
Chris
in NWA doing your thing.
Dude,
listen, NWA, Velvet Sky doing your thing. Still looking, still looking like beautiful people out there. I see Velvet Sky. You know what it is. Listen, Velvet Sky, tell you, he scored the Queen in New York. She knows about that shit. Velvet Sky, you still look absolutely stunning. She's killing it in NWA. She's still the beautiful people, looking beautiful as ever. Chris Sabin, you're a fucking bum. He's a bum.
What about Alex Shelley?
I like Alex Shelley.
Okay. Well,
I like half of them. I like either motor or machine guns, right? Like whichever one he signifies for is the half that I like.
Can we stick to the topic?
He's machine gun. He's machine gun.
Okay, just stick to the topic, please. Let's have some recall. Let's come down here. The legacy, just like the Hardy Boys, they won the tag team. Now they won the tag team in a company.
Listen, Motor City Machine Guns might be in the top 50 tag teams of all time.
Top 5?
No, top 50, 5-0.
Wow.
Bro, I'm telling you, I wouldn't even have them in my top 40, bro. I wouldn't have them in my top 40.
Not even the top 40.
No way.
Wow.
You're going to make me, listen, next week, if you're a fucking Impact fan, you got to come back into this, right? I'm going to have a fucking list, right? We're going to have we'll have a second segment because I'm going to have a list that I'm going to send him. I'm going to have 40 tag teams that I put over him. And we're going to have this fucking debate, right? Of who the fuck he's going to kick out of my top 10, which is never going to happen. He's not going to kick anyone out of my top 40 for these fucking bums. Well, half bum.
Well, what are the criteria? Because I have different criteria when it comes to tag teams. I have criteria that they only wrestle for WWE, they only wrestle for this company, or they wrestle all over the world, like the Road Warriors wrestle all over the world compared to the Usos who've only been in WWE. Are you gonna have WWE tag teams also included in this top 40?
All.
Okay.
I'll have Impact. I'll have WWE. I might have N.W.A. depending on who I like from there.
I mean, because the Road Warriors, Rock and Roll Express, those guys were traveling the
Hold on,
world.
listen, right now, real quick. They're not going over fucking Demolition. They're not going off the Road Warriors. They're not going off of fucking Mega Powers. They're not going off of fucking Beer Money. They're not going off of
Mega
America's
Powers of
Most
Mega Powers of Hogan and Macho Man.
Yeah, hell yeah. But don't fucking do that.
They were like tag team for like what, 3 months?
It's Macho Man and Hulk Hogan.
For like 3 months.
You wouldn't even have them over Earthquake and Typhoon. Yo,
Dude,
you know what?
they were tag team for like 3 months.
Hold on. We're not giving them this right now. We're going to give them this on Monday. You know what? We'll figure. We might even jump on here fucking Wednesday or Friday, depending on how this man feels. Listen, like, subscribe, share, all that good shit. I'm not giving this. This one, we'll give them this one. We're going to have a tag team discussion, and they won't even be on it. Like, subscribe, share, all that good shit.
Well, folks, I apologize. This took a quick left and just went over the guardrails and just fell down the side of the mountain here, folks. But like the chef said, please like, share, subscribe to the Urban Wrestling Network. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We're doing it for us. We do it for you guys. We love talking wrestling. We're just two Puerto Ricans. As you can see, we go back and forth. We disagree a lot on a lot of things. But that's what we do, and that's what keeps us real, because we disagree on a lot of things. We're not here just copying anything. Oh my God, look, that's the best wrestler ever. No, we don't do that here. Like Chef said, we do not cuddle to anybody. Well, in this case, he's wrong. I just gotta say that. But Chef, like I said, Chef said, please subscribe. Chef, take us home, bro. Take us home, please. Jesus.
All right, so listen, y'all know what it is, man. I got Muffins Martinez in the building, Chef in the building. Listen, it's Monday. You'll probably see this either today or tomorrow. We hope you enjoy the rest of your week, man. Stay safe, make money, enjoy life, live life, laugh, all that good shit. We do this shit for the culture. Y'all know what it is, man. And salute, yo, I got something I'm about to do. I'm going to ask you if you want to jump on. I'm going to do something with King Fatboy, Papo, Esco. So, listen, y'all know what it is. West Coast, that's the man. We out of here. Deuces.
Deuces.